Hello YouTube vintage stereo collectors and restorers. Here's a couple strays I have here. What I mean by strays, well, they almost don't fit any category. This is a Royal FM tuner, model FM 100B, and it looks a lot like a Lafayette or a Monarch. I picked this up at a flea market. Royal Maritsu Electronics, Tokyo, Japan. There's very little on these to research, but it's tube and it's nice and heavy and well built. One of these comes along every once in a while and I fix it up. I've had some as garage stereos, you know. One thing I have to say, if you live in an area where it's hard to get stations in stereo, you want one of these. I remember listening to stations that my much higher end equipment couldn't pick up, or even with the mono on and stereo blend, couldn't pick them up clearly to listen to. It's a little dusty inside, of course. Has the, oh look at that, NEC, all NEC tubes. The guy I bought this from didn't know much about it. This is one of these unique sellers at a flea market. Whenever he makes a sale, he plays his accordion. I'm not making this up, so if anybody knows who I'm talking about. I was there a few weeks ago and this wasn't here, and he said, I brought this from storage. He doesn't even plug them in or try them. He's just been buying and collecting stuff for years. So what you got here is a wood case with a metal slat. This is the first one I've seen in a wood case. Most of them have sort of a gold color metal cabinet. So it's going to need, so it needs to be sanded. It looks like it was painted in a lacquer originally. I'm going to plug it in and try it out. And then I have another stray right here. It's a Heathkit AC-11 multiplex adapter. And it's here for repair. And I'm going to recap it. The main filter cap, why did I take that off? The main filter cap is oozing tar big time. And I actually tried it out on another tuner, and although it's not humming, that cap's getting pretty hot, so it needs to be restuffed. There's very little room to work. What I'd like to try, see if I can get this to play through that and get stereo. I tried it with a solid state mono tuner that has a multiplex out. I don't think there was the peak to peak value of the waveform isn't strong enough. This needs about 1.2 volts peak to peak off of the discriminator. Now, first I'm just going to turn it on and see if any smoke or anything comes out of it. Well, the dial lamp comes on. Tubes are lighting. Very good sign. That's actually good. Alright. Let's put a patch cord on it. We just got a little amp off to the side here. I wanted to mention something. This has two outputs. One will be multiplex, one will be just a mono. The rock and roll induction to the Hall of Fame of Ozzy Osbourne. I was watching the clips of that last night, and all I can say is, wow. Just wow. He's very old, obviously not in good health, frail. But do you know what? After his little speech about how, you know, all the great bandmates he's had over the years, and he'd be nothing without them, especially Randy Rhoads, his wife, Sharon, everything. You know, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. It was quite amazing. Okay, let's see what we get here. is playing on the station. Oh. It's playing without any background hum. I'm getting the station that's at 98.5. One side is in mono, the other is in mono, but with the 19 kilohertz still attached to it, which is kind of interesting. So what we need to do, I'm just going to shut that off. I'm actually really surprised that this works. Leave that hooked up. This is on the back, which is which? No. So this Heathkit demodulator here is pretty simple. Left and right channel outputs, multiplex input. There's a channel level for that. There's a couple holes through the chassis to align the frequency to your tuner, because these are a little bit drifty, okay? They always have them. Another patch cord here. They can be a little bit, they're basically the stereo portion of a Heathkit, stereo tube tuner. Oh, like the AJ13, that's one I'm thinking of, the AG23. Put that like that. Put it into here. Into the tuner. Zing zang. How do you get things to sit? Okay, you're good, you're good. We need to get some power to this. Like I say, I tried this, I believe it works, but that cap's not going to last very long. It could blow as we speak. That's what happened with that not the Heathkit, the CB radio that I just did. Turn that on. I was testing it, went boom. Okay. Wow. We're in stereo. I don't believe it. Definitely in stereo. Wow. That is actually unbelievable. I'm going to turn that off. Turn that off. I can smell something cooking over here, so I'm going to turn that off. These aren't even the same brand, but they're the same era. This, yeah, it must be close enough in frequency. The 19 kilohertz oscillator. There's a little bit of beating between the two. I can hear like a little bit of in the stereo image. That can be adjusted by one of those slugs underneath. So this was obviously working in use. The only thing is you could leave it, but whenever you have a bulging cap like that, I've taken them apart literally like days after I tried them out, and I'm kind of thinking, should I do it, should I not? And I say, no, I'm going to recap it, and I'll take it apart to restuff it, and I'll start bending back the metal rim of the can, and as soon as I get through the rubber seal, it starts pushing out the borax or whatever's in there. It's under that much pressure from heat, even though it's heated up and cooled down. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I just thought I'd do a little test on these, and it's the kind of stuff, this was sitting there, nobody seemed to want it, the price was really right, and I thought, why not make a good tuner out of it? And maybe the person that, I think the person that owns this is going to use it with, he's got a couple of Heathkits, so that'll be a good match. I could make a solid state, like a chip decoder for this, Maybe you can put it inside the case. Couple of possibilities. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening. And here's one thing I want to close out with. After seeing the Ozzy tribute at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last night, maybe you don't think much of him, but I think when he passes away, that is going to be one of the biggest funerals we've ever seen. It's literally going to be, there'll be nothing else like it. Maybe a little on the weird side. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening again.